Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shark Tanked.
Hello.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Good.
Ready to drink.
Absolutely. So basically what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be watching the first 4 episodes of Shark Tank back to back to back, maybe with light breaks in the middle, but for the most part, we're going to be watching and commentating on Shark Tank, pausing as we go. It's going to be a goddamn good time. Who's Barbara Corcoran? Well, they're gonna explain in the little intro who Barbara Corcoran is, but you know she is. I think in the first season, I don't know when Lori comes on, but she's the first female shark for like a while, first and only. So yeah, this first season we're gonna start out with season 1, episode 1. It has a little bit of a different cast than people are used to as far as Shark Tank goes. Shark Tank has 2 Kevins in the first season.
Do they?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's Kevin. It's Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful,
Yeah, we all know that one.
the guy we all know and love, and this other Kevin.
Not as good, Kevin.
Does he suck? Like, what's his deal? Why is he gone?
He's like his title is like the master of the infomercial, basically.
Oh, that sucks.
Which is, I mean, he's like a good guy to have. He's a good guy to have on Shark Tank, I think, as far as like the products go. But it's not overall. He's not in it to win it, you know, in the way that Mark Cuban ends up being. So yeah, what is y'all's personal relationship with Shark Tank?
So I grew up watching it a lot. We actually had a drinking game in college. Me and my buddies.
Yeah.
Night before an exam.
Yeah.
My buddies would call me, and like, you want to go out to the bar? And I would say, I have an exam tomorrow, and for that reason, I'm out. So yeah, you can say Shark Tank has played a big role in my life, a lot in my decision making as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Russell, how about you?
This is not going to look great on my education, but going through business school,
Yeah.
we did watch a lot of Shark Tank clips. There were a lot of it's not like we did whole classes or anything on Shark Tank.
Sure.
Like, it's not elementary school. We're not just watching TV or any shit like that. But if a pitch or a company came on where there was like a valuable lesson to be learned
Right.
that would pertain to whatever our real lesson was, they would throw on a fucking 4-minute max clip of Shark Tank.
I think that's good scaffolding. You know,
It honestly
in
was
education. It's
like
a
there's
solid
like
pedagogy.
there's legitimate lot of business knowledge that does happen in this show, and it is good for educational purposes if you're interested in starting.
It's a lot like Bill
A
Nye the
business.
Science Guy in that aspect.
Kinda, yeah. A little bit. And U of A especially liked showing one specific clip because we had students who were on Shark Tank and they made a deal and they have a successful coffee company now.
Nice. What was their business? Do you
I
remember
can't
what
tell you
season
the
they were
brand
on?
name. I
Okay.
do not remember the brand name, but it is a coffee subscription box. And
Oh,
they
cool.
were kind of one of the first people to ever do a sort of like subscription box.
Right. I think people were doing like Cheese of the Month clubs for a long time, and that was sort of a fun niche thing. But,
Yeah.
And no one had thought yet to really expand past that. So
Yes.
I
and
think
so
I think a coffee idea.
the
is
U of
great.
A kids were the first ones to be like, "Hey, what if we did something that's not fucking cheese?" and it's successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give the cat a beer.
There's nothing in the rule book that says we can't. I don't think there is. I haven't read the rule book.
Champ can absolutely have a beer if he
Yeah.
wants one.
Where is it?
Champ? He's right there.
Yeah.
Champ,
I
beer.
buy new-
Who has their phone volume
That
on?
would be me.
Come on, Kelly. Unprofessional.
Sorry, this is my first stream. Sorry, guys. I just threw my phone like way over there. That way, you know I'm serious. I'm gonna go grab it pretty soon.
What are each of your qualifications as to why you are a good panelist for Shark Tank here? Like what makes you a good analyst of business?
I think I have a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
They're not right,
Okay.
but they're strong. I was banned from Yelp.
Great.
Um,
What was the last straw for you on Yelp?
I was rating gas stations on on like how good their gasoline like smelled and tasted. So
I can understand why they might kick you off for that. Russell, what about you? I think you're the only one of us that has an actual
I was gonna say
degree
I have
in anything relevant here.
I have a business degree. I got a business management degree with a minor in
Beer.
sports management.
Mhm.
I work in advertising and marketing.
Yeah.
You should also
I
mention
forgot, I
that
should
you
have
work
said that.
You also work in
You
advertising.
also
We have the
work in
same job.
advertising. We have the same job. But yeah, I just I studied business, and
Yeah.
I did try doing a startup actually this previous year.
I remember that.
Market was too
You
saturated.
were really into that.
Yeah, we actually got pretty far along, but like up until the point where it was like, okay, we're gonna start needing to pitch to investors. We
Right.
kept doing more research.
Should have gone on Shark Tank.
No, we shouldn't. We should not have, because there was just too much saturation in the market, and we didn't really have enough foothold to jump in and really make a splash. And we were like, this is not worth our time. So
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I grew up watching all of the like terrible investment shows, Shark Tank and The Profit. I don't know if anyone remembers The Profit.
I do remember that, actually.
There's a guy named
Never
Marcus
heard of that.
Lemonis where he would go into basically failing businesses. He's also like a bajillionaire. He would go into failing businesses and like it was basically like a one-on-one Shark Tank kind of experience. I remember there was one guy who he was trying to help fix his business, but the owner of the business was spending like all of the money that they were making on going to the movies. And Marcus was like, "You gotta stop going to the movies, man." And he was like, "I'll stop. Yeah." And then he didn't, and his
Alright.
business fucking failed.
all right, be honest. Who here watched The Apprentice?
I watched The
No.
Apprentice. Yeah, I watched The Apprentice.
Me and my family watched The Apprentice.
Yeah.
It's terrible to admit now, but but we did.
I mean,
think
that
it's
show
one-
had like 10 seasons. I think everyone watched it.
We
It
didn't
was on
know.
that
At least
long.
once.
We
Yeah.
didn't know. We even watched Celebrity Apprentice. We watched Lil Jon kill it. Lil Jon did so good on Celebrity Apprentice.
For the 100 sub special, can you guys go to Shed Aquarium and put Kelly in a real Shark Tank? I think that if we go to Shed Aquarium and say, "Hey, we're making $300 a month on Twitch, can we put this guy in a Shark Tank?" They have to.
We
say
got a
yes.
good bit.
Bare minimum, they throw me in with the otters.
I mean,
I roll around with some meat. It can get just as dangerous as a Shark Tank.
exactly. Well, all right. Are we ready to hop into our first episode?
More than
I think
anything,
so.
Let's
actually.
do it. We're gonna go ahead and switch over our view. Banger. And here we go with the very first episode of Shark Tank, the pilot.
Cheers.
Fellas, here's to a wonderful journey we're about to go on.
Let's do this.
I'm drinking every time someone says the word sharks.
We should go over real quick the drinking rules for the night. All right. Number one, drink when a shark tries to make a deal to cut another shark out with a side offer. So if someone offers, $100K for 20% equity, and someone else says, "I'll do $100K for 15% equity," you're gonna have to take a drink right there. Number two, if Mr. Wonderful, aka Kevin O'Leary, does something that causes the other sharks to yell at him, this happens at least
So
once
much.
an episode. He's a terrible person.
He's a bad guy.
Number
like him.
three, if the pitch sets the valuation of the company at an absolutely ludicrous price point. I think at one point we talked about like $5 million, but I think we're just gonna feel it out.
Yeah.
It'll be
Case by
objective.
case.
We're
It'll
gonna
be
feel it.
objective.
It's a case by case thing, right? Because if it's a thing that's obviously worth that much, then it's like, well. But if it's hey, I want to sell Jacks to the kids down at the gas station, then they say it's like $5 million. That's obviously not worth it.
Let's read that. You guys should do a segment where the viewers pitch an idea. I thought they were gonna say they should let them pick a rule, which I was okay for. But
Maybe we'll make that one of the channel points.
Yeah.
One of the channel point
They
things
can pick a
going down
rule?
the line. They can make their own rule.
All right, sorry about
Our
that.
fourth drinking rule is going to be drink twice if that valuation ends up being correct. So if they set their price point if they set their valuation ridiculously high, and then they end up making a deal at that valuation, we have to drink 2 times. Number 5, Barbara or Lori gets spoken over. This is going to apply to any of the female sharks in the show, but Barbara and Lori are sort of the mainstays.
we're on their side.
Yeah, we are. We're
Yes.
allies, you see. Number 6, this will come into play later when Mark Cuban shows up. Someone makes a basketball reference to or about Mark Cuban. And then finally, number 7, if a guest shark makes a deal. I can't remember if there are any guest sharks in the first season, but definitely going on,
Probably not too
there
many.
are guest sharks.
Ashton Kutcher.
Without further ado, let's get into it.
All right.